Right, folks, so Labour have officially moved from politics to witchcraft. They've swapped ideas for dirty tricks, a brand new dark arts strategy. Forget building a vision for the country. Starmer's team are more interested in digging up dirt on Nigel Farage's associates than fixing the country they're running into the ground. This is classic Democrat stuff. We've seen it in the US for years. If you can't beat Trump on policy, you indict him, smear him, call him every name under the sun, and then run the next election as if you're the noble saviour standing against evil. Now, Labour want the same here. They've decided Farage can't be beaten in a debate on immigration or the economy, so the next trick is opposition research. That's code for digging through people's bins until you find something you can splash across the Guardian. If you're tired of American-style smear politics being imported here, hit the like button now. Let's see how many of us want actual debate, not dirt. And don't think the EU isn't part of this playbook. In Brussels, this is how politics works. You don't win through persuasion. You win by silencing, shaming and controlling. EU bureaucrats perfect the art of reputational assassination. Remember when they branded any opposition to federal Europe as far-right extremism? Labour are copy-pasting that same trick book straight into Downing Street. Who's behind it? Well, dust off the cobwebs, because Gordon Brown's favourite little Rasputin, Damien McBride, is back in the mix. Yes, the man who once weaponised gossip columns as policy. And alongside him, Morgan McSweeney, Starmer's very own Minnie Mandelson, reviving the infamous Excalibur system. That was a database New Labour used to intimidate dissenters and smear rivals. So much for new politics, eh? Labour aren't offering change. They're offering recycled control. And if you want us to keep exposing these recycled spin doctors week after week, make sure you're subscribed with the bell on, because believe me, they don't want this stuff in the open. Now, here's the kicker. Farage himself, they've got nothing new left to throw at him. The man's been through more background checks than a nuclear weapons inspector, so Labour are going after his friends, his advisors, even his donors. George Cottrell, one of Reform's people, is already being lined up as their test case. This isn't about winning hearts and minds. It's about destroying reputations by association. Guilt by friendship. It's a coward's strategy. And here's where Labour miscalculate, because this dark arts playbook might work in Washington or Brussels, but Britain doesn't have the same patience for dirty tricks. Voters here are sick of smear politics. Neil Kinnock himself, hardly a Farage fan, has warned that copying Farage's tone or adopting attack dog strategies is mortally stupid. His words, not mine. But here's the really chilling part. We've seen where this path leads across Europe. In Romania, their top court annulled a presidential election and then banned a far-right challenger, Călin Georgescu, from running in the rerun. In France, Marine Le Pen has been barred from standing for president after her corruption conviction. In Lithuania, Rolandas Paksas was impeached and locked out of office for years. And now look at Germany. The AfD, Alternative for Germany, is the second biggest party in the Bundestag, supported by millions. Yet the German state has officially classified it as a confirmed right-wing extremist endeavour. That label opens the door to surveillance, restrictions, and even disqualifying members from public office. Think about that for a second. A party with 1 in 5 German voters behind it could be legally pushed to the margins, not by debate, not by democracy, but by bureaucratic decree. This is the pattern. First, smear politics and dark arts, then bans and surveillance. And finally, democracy itself is reduced to whatever the ruling class says is acceptable. So let's call this out for what it is. Labour don't have a plan for jobs. They don't have a plan for growth. They don't even have a plan for immigration other than throwing more money at the problem. What they do have is a plan to spy, smear and silence. It's American lawfare, it's Brussels censorship, it's European-style bans, and it's got no place in Britain. Because here's the truth. When politicians stop arguing ideas and start weaponising gossip, democracy dies. And that, folks, is Labour's new strategy, killing debate by replacing it with dirt. Don't forget to subscribe, guys, because we're pulling apart another dirty secret they're hoping you'll never notice. I hope you all stay safe, and I'll catch you all on the next one.